25 weeks pregnant, we found out that something was wrong with his heart. We didn't really know at the time. We just went from the specialist's office straight to Dr. Google's office. Ultrasound, and she told us that he would be born. He has a condition, a tricuspid atresia hyperplastic right ventricle, which means his right ventricle didn't develop. She informed us that he would have a three-step surgery, BT shunt, the Glenn, and then the Fontan.
This experience with my grandson, when I heard the news, it was just heart-wrenching. You know, I have 6 kids. Everybody's healthy. I think I was angry, you know, asking why would this happen? But then why not? You know, God is great. God is bigger than everything.
When I first heard about Daniel's situation, I had another granddaughter that was quite ill at the time, and I was on my way home from being with my daughter, with my other grandchild, and when Daniel called me and he said, "Mama, my baby got a heart disease, and they can't do anything about it, but there's some surgeries and stuff that he's gonna have to take." So immediately, my thought was, okay, God, I know you think I'm strong, and I know I hear people say all the time, you're not gonna give me more than I can handle, but I don't think I can do this.
At 36 weeks pregnant, I left Louisiana and went to Houston, and I stayed at the Ronald McDonald House for 1 day. And the next day I had an appointment with the OB and Texas Children's, and he decided to keep me in the hospital, and I stayed until he was born. They immediately took him to the NICU, and they planned for surgery at 3 days old. He had a BT shunt through his right thoracotomy, and we stayed there about a month and a half, and we went back home. And as we followed up with Dr. Google and Dr. Mott in Houston, they found out that his ventricle, the only ventricle he has, his left ventricle, was enlarged. Muscle was growing inside of the ventricle. So it changed everything. It went from tricuspid atresia hyperplastic right ventricle to tricuspid atresia hyperplastic right ventricle and cardiomyopathy. And that's what made everything extremely complex. He initially always was gonna have 3 surgeries, and it was gonna be redirecting blood flow. It was open chest, not open heart. But whenever the muscle, his ventricle was enlarged, it was like the game changer. We're gonna have open heart surgery. 6 months old, he had, I think it was a 15-hour open heart surgery where they went in, they did the Glenn, and they opened the ventricle and did some resection of the muscle as much as they could. But we made it. It was hard, but we made it. Our last surgery was November 14th, 2018. And it was a 10-hour open heart surgery, and they opened the ventricle and they resected more of the muscle and recovered very well. November 25th, I believe we were out of the hospital. We're gonna have another heart cath, and we'll go from there.
I thought that he might pass away because he had a lot of stuff on him. He had a lot of shots in his arm. He had 3 shots, in just one arm. He is very smart. He knows most of his words. And he knows what things mean. He sometimes get along with other kids. I mostly like it whenever he's sleeping, and I missed it whenever he was a baby because he was just so cute.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
A firefighter.
And why do you want to be a firefighter?
Because I want to put out the fire. Help people. They fix my heart, and Dr. Google got TV and fish. And if you be good, you get something out of the treasure box.
Oh, he's got a wonderful personality. He's just full of life. And as adults, he teaches us a lesson. Don't give up. Just keep on. Just keep on pushing. Keep on fighting. So I thank God. I thank God today. I thank God every day for what he's doing.
What I learned from both of my sick grandbabies is how to really live life. Daniel, as his other grandmother stated, is such a joy. He's that kid that just never stops. You know, when he comes over and he talks, he just talks all the time and he laughs. He got this healthy laugh. And it reminds me constantly that even when we think we're going through something really hard, God sent us what we need to remind us, I'm here.
I believe around March, before I even knew anything about Local Heart Foundation, Mama Cece was watching the news, KPLC, and she saw Dominique and Phoenix the Fighter's story. So she sends me and Dad a link. She says, hey, y'all, check this out. So I opened the link and I saw the story, and I learned about Local Heart Foundation, and I was like, wow, that's our life, you know? So I wrote a letter. I knew we were having surgery. This was in March. We were gonna have surgery, we didn't know when. So I just wrote a letter letting them know of Daniel's story and just saying, hey, I don't know what y'all do, if y'all help, but at least can y'all pray for us? And I got a reply saying, you know, thank you, but we only accept applications from cardiologists. And I just thought that was awesome either way. And I brushed it off, I forgot about it, just kept on with life, you know. And in October, he had a heart cath done, and it was, I think we were there a couple of days. And I called Dr. Google's nurse. We're here having heart cath. We'll be having surgery soon. And she says, Alicia, there's a foundation, Local Heart Foundation. And I thought she was meaning a local heart foundation. I didn't know she was saying the name was Local Heart Foundation. She's like, they'll help y'all. I was like, oh. It still didn't register to me that I wrote this letter months before. I was like, okay. So she said, can I send the application? I said, sure. She said, they'll help you. They'll help your whole family. Like, they'll take care of a lot of things for y'all. So she says, may I? I said, sure, please. So she sends the application, and I get a call from, I believe it was Miss Kristen then, and she said they would, she made me cry, that they would be honored to help us. I was like, wow, okay. So I get all the packet from the Local Heart Foundation with all these gift cards and for food and gas. And one day I decided to text my pastor's wife, Pastor Hope at Christian World, and asked, just lift us up, cover us in prayer. And I said, by the way, that we were blessed by this awesome foundation, not knowing how none of this tied together, just how God works. So she says, Alicia, Tammy is one of my best friends. I was like, really? She's like, yeah, she comes to church. I was like, oh, wow. And that Sunday we met Miss Tammy and Mr. Tim, and we're just blessed.